keep this as timely as possible because I know we've got lots of good info to share. We'll go ahead and get started. So welcome everyone. This is so exciting seeing everyone on the call. When we were talking about doing this, we were like, we got to share this with everyone because I truly believe that we are all in the same boat, wanting to do the same things, grow our influence and our following and do it authentically. And I think that Alyssa does that amazingly. If you guys aren't familiar with her, you will be soon because I'm sure that you guys will all start following her. And she really is just unbelievable at social media in general. She has branded herself unbelievably, and the content that she puts out there is remarkable. I am always in awe by the things that she does. So I am super excited to have her on telling us all of the good info and just sharing all the little nuggets that she can with each of us so that we can all level up together and, grow in that aspect. So we kind of have this set up like a Q&A session. I'm going to ask her questions. She's going to answer. So if we get through all of those questions and you guys have a question, maybe just jot it down on a piece of paper. And at the end, if we haven't answered your question and you want to ask a question, we could type it in the chat. And I don't know that we'll be able to get to all of them based on time, but maybe we can skim through and she can answer some of them and we'll go from there. And then at the end, Rebecca is going to jump on and cover a little bit of our new leaders threads and all of that fun information. So stick around for that if you are a part of the new monthly leaders threads that we started. I think today was day one. Okay, so we're going to jump in. Alyssa, say hey.
Hi.
There she is in all of her gorgeousness. So I thought that we could start off and kind of give everyone a little snapshot of your social media timeline, like when you started each of them, where you've seen the growth, just like a little bit of that.
Well, I'll start. Instagram, I mean, I've been on Instagram since I actually had to go look it up because it was like 2011 when I started Instagram. But it wasn't until 2014 when I got like into the network marketing world that I really started trying to like work my Instagram, I guess. And then when I joined Plexus in 2019, 2018, was it 2019? Yeah, I just hit 2 years, so 2019.
2019.
That's when I really, really started to try to build it. And it was slow for a long time. I just tried to stay consistent and it did not happen overnight by any means. So, I mean, I've been on Instagram forever. And then just these last few months was when it just kind of started picking up and growing like crazy. And then I got on TikTok at the beginning of 2020, like when everybody got on it at the beginning of like the pandemic and, when everybody was bored at home in quarantine. And then, yeah, Facebook I've been on forever too. And I don't do as much on Facebook. I mean, I still try to post on there because there are people on Facebook that aren't on the other ones yet. But my main focus has been Instagram and TikTok lately.
Right. So you kind of switched gears a little bit and started doing the TikTok videos at the same time, or really kind of before Instagram even came in with the reels, and then they threw in the reels, and then it was kind of like very similar. They were trying to compete, I guess, or not compete, but they were trying to stay with what people wanted. And these are these videos that we all get sucked into watching and we can't stop. And we're like, oh my God, this is so great. And Alyssa has really just honed in on those. And I know you had several videos on TikTok go like uberly viral. And then she has several reels on Instagram with several million views, like 7 million views on her reels, like ridiculous traction that she's making with those. What do you think, how do you think like the different platforms differ as far as reaching people? Does that make sense? Like TikTok and Instagram.
Like what people want to see, or like how, like the algorithm.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, what they want to see, and then how the algorithms are working now, that are giving that amazing engagement.
I definitely, for me personally, I think TikTok tends to be more of a place where you can be a little bit more outspoken, a little bit more goofy, I guess, and people just kind of roll with it and they get that you're joking. Where I have noticed a few times on Instagram, if I post something that maybe, I guess, I didn't think so at first, but people just tend to not take the jokes as quickly, I think, on Instagram. So I've had to be careful with that. There's certain things I will post on TikTok and not be nervous about, but I will not post on Instagram because I've just found that people just can't take jokes, I guess, sometimes. And usually, I mean, I just let it roll off my shoulder. If the comments are mean, I just delete the comments and get with, with my life. But that's the biggest difference I've seen between as far as
Oh,
algorithm.
are you there? Is it breaking up for y'all, or is it just on my end? Yes. Alyssa?
Through what to be, and I'm here. Can you hear? Can
You went out a little bit, but I can see you moving now.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, much better.
Okay, sorry. I live out in the middle of nowhere, so that's probably my internet.
Country life.
I don't know what y'all heard last, but I don't think anybody understands TikTok's algorithm. I think it's very random what gets pushed and what ends up going crazy and viral. Instagram, I mean, the reels are where it's at on Instagram. It's just what they're pushing. It's what people get on there and just watch and swipe. And like you said, get lost for hours sitting there swiping and watching. And that's where most of my growth has come from, is from, or really all of it in the last 3 months, I feel like, is from reels on Instagram.
Gotcha. I love it. So could you give us a snapshot of a day in the life of a mega influencer like yourself? What does that look like?
Well, I always have like my morning stuff that I do, because if I don't get it done in the morning, it's not going to happen. Like getting the kids to school, working out, stuff like that. And then when I get home, usually around 10 o'clock, from like 10 to 1 is my time to sit down and answer messages. That's when I create content. And y'all, I do not create content daily. Like I usually pick a day, do my hair, do my makeup, and literally I will spend 2 hours making reels and TikToks to have saved to post later, because I do not do this every day. Most of the days, my hair's up in a bun with no makeup on and I'm in PJs all day, or workout clothes. So, but usually that from 10 to 1 is like my key time where my kids are at school, no one's home, and I can focus on answering all the messages, emails, and stuff like that. And then I'm still answering messages and stuff throughout the rest of the day when my kids are home, but those are the times when I try to get caught up on stuff, I guess.
Okay.
And I try to post on Instagram 1 reel a day and 1 regular post a day to just kind of keep things consistent.
Okay. 1 reel, 1 post on Instagram.
Yes, that's what I try to do. I think if you can do 3 reels a week, it'll kind of keep things consistent and moving, because again, that's just what they're pushing right now.
Yeah. Well, and I love how you explained it earlier that reels are the only thing that we are able to see of people that we do not follow, if that makes sense. So I could see a reel from somebody that I have no idea who they are and get sucked into it and click on their profile and see that they have other amazing reels. And I'm like, oh, snap, I want to follow this person. And that's really the only avenue on Instagram where we can see other people's stuff. And when we were talking earlier, you said that Reels was what really made your following just kind of explode. So for reference, in January of 2020, no, wait, what year is this? 2021.
2021.
When we went to Destin, Alyssa had what, 3,000 followers on Instagram. And that is when you really like revved up your reels on Instagram. And in 3 months, she's almost at 35,000 followers on Instagram right now. Like, unbelievable growth. Like, people probably pay the koodles of money to get followers like she has done organically and naturally by putting out these reels. And I am amazed by watching your numbers go up. For the last several weeks, it's been our morning game, like checking Alyssa's Instagram account to see how many followers she has that morning. And it's been really cool. So as far as content goes, you said that you will some days get ready and do several things and sprinkle those throughout the week. So is it a good mix of pre-planning content and like off the cuff content like throughout the day, or how does that usually work?
I don't plan my posts as far as like this exact post is going to be posted at this time on this day or anything like that, but I do get them ready so that, and then I kind of choose that day which ones I'm going to post. And I may have it set aside like, okay, this day is going to be my day where I post my business reel that I made, or instead of just like the regular silly reels. But I
don't say
far as I post it.
Hang on, don't say anything important if you
me?
can hear me. Move yourself around. Alyssa.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay, now say your important thing.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Okay, sorry, I lost track of thought. I don't plan it out so far or so much to where I'm planning like this post this day, this time, but I do plan ahead and get them made at a time. And just kind of get an idea of what kind of posts I want to make throughout the week. And I may plan out the day of, okay, this day I'm going to plan. I try like to pick once a week where I really focus on like the business side of things, or a couple days a week posting obviously about the product, stuff like that. And then the other days I try to post, like the silly reels and just the ones that have nothing to do with our business. But that's as much planning as I do. I just get them done ahead of time.
Okay.
And
then pull from them throughout the days.
Exactly.
Which is so smart. I always say that. I'm like, the one time I put a face on, which might be like once in 3 weeks, I'm like, I got to take a bunch of pictures and put on different outfits because Lord knows when this is going to happen again. And Todd's like, what in the world is wrong with you? I'm like, listen, just don't even worry about it. Okay, so let's talk about reels a little bit more because I know for me, like I've tried my hand at reels and I'm no expert, but how do you find like the content for reels? Do you like follow certain people that you really relate to? Do you just like go through them and you're like, oh crap, I could recreate that and put it with something Plexus related? Or like, how does that even come to be? Like, where are these ideas falling from?
I do have a few people I follow that I like pull ideas from, but for the most part, if you just click on the reels thing in Instagram, I spend time scrolling through there.
Okay.
And if I find a sound that I like, you can save just the sound and have it ready for later, or you can save the whole video. That way you can go back and see what they did in the video and kind of pull from their ideas a little bit. Because everybody pulls from everybody's ideas on reels. So I will do that. And I mean, if I'm ready, if I'm all done up, I'll just make them as I go. When I find what I want, you can click the sound at the very bottom of the screen. Okay. And you can either save the sound that way, or it'll say use sound, and you can use the sound that way.
Okay.
And I mean, I'll listen to it, y'all. I'm telling you, I will listen to the sound 30 times because I refuse to record the reel until I can mouth the words perfectly with the sound. I don't see the point in doing it unless I can do it correctly. So I spend forever. My kids get so annoyed hearing the exact same sound over and over again because I listen to it so many times.
That's like Todd when I'm trying to upload a story and you only have that like 5-second clip and it keeps repeating until it finally uploads. He's like, seriously, can you freaking mute that? I'm like, oh, come on. Don't you want to hear that again and again? Okay, so you find the video, and that is a good point because I didn't even realize that you could do that. When you're scrolling the reels, you can save someone's either just the audio that's over their reel or the whole video with the reel and reference it back when you go to do yours. Okay.
It's
All
the
right.
3 dots. When you're looking at the reels, there's like 3 little dots in the
Okay.
bottom corner. I don't know if I can
Uh-huh.
show if y'all can see it or not. And if you click the 3 dots, I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to see, you can hit save.
Okay.
It's hard to see what I'm doing, and it'll save the reel, and then you can go back into your saved stuff from your profile and see everything you've saved. So that way you have it. Because if you just like it on there, it's hard to find again.
Okay. Yeah. I know we had talked about like trying to all of us open our app, which some of y'all might be on your phone. So I don't know how well this will work. But I'm going to click on Reels. If you are not on your phone, open your phone to Instagram, and she's going to try and like walk us through this really quick so we can all like visually see it while she's talking, and hopefully she can show us her phone. And so, okay, I'm in Reels looking at somebody else's, and I just want to look at those 3 little dots. All right, save.
Yeah, there's 2 ways to do it. You can either click the 3 dots and then click save, and
Okay.
it'll save the whole video for you.
Okay.
Or if you look at the reel, down at the bottom, you should see like the sound scrolling.
Yep.
You can click the sound and you can either click use
Oh.
audio or you can click save audio at the top.
And then it brings up, are all these other people that same song that's playing over it? So then you can see everybody's like take on what they did. Look at this. This is just a learning session.
Yep.
I told her, I'm like, listen, I'm asking all these questions because I am like the most uneducated when it comes to this, as far as, doing these overlays with the audio and all of that sort of stuff. So I love it. Okay, so I can save the audio and I can save the video. Is everybody else seeing that okay? 3 dots is called an ellipsis. Thank you, Tanya. Teacher Tanya, thank you, love.
Had no idea.
Wendy, yeah, I know. Every time I'm around her, I'm like, okay, now can you show me what app you go to put like a filter on, and like, how do I make this look pretty? Okay, so if we go to the little dot and add a reel. Let's see. I don't even know that you're going to be able to show us how to do this without.
Well, if you hit use audio from the thing, it'll bring you into like making the reel.
Okay.
And the audio is already put in there for you.
So how would you would go to the audio and it would have oh, it says saved. Okay, so here's the key. You just got to get in there and like click around on it, and then it all suddenly just makes sense. So when you click to do the reel and you have your video and you're recording, and then you go to the music, it says at the very top up there, saved. So I would click on that, and then it would have, I have nothing saved yet, but it would be there, and then I could overlay it to my video and it would match up perfectly, is what you're saying? I
personally like to save the whole video just because usually I like the idea that somebody used. So I like to go back and watch the whole video before I go record it and remember what they did kind of, so I can kind of tweak it. You know what I mean? But
right. Yeah, because I've seen several videos that I'm probably guessing aren't like viral where they incorporate Plexus, either like the writing with the gut health or the products in it somehow. So I guess it's just taking content that's out there and maybe changing it some to fit for Plexus and then for whatever else you do.
yeah.
Okay, so That was very, very, very helpful. As far as somebody just starting out, like myself, what would you recommend for us to do and to continue doing? Like, the best way for us to learn and grow, I'm guessing you're going to say, is like get in there and get to work and try it out. But any other helpful nuggets that you would share for someone that's just going to dive into this for the first time?
Like specifically reels or just Instagram in general?
Maybe a little bit of both. Reels for sure, and then maybe in branding yourself as a whole on Instagram.
For
Tying your
Instagram
stories
in
into it.
general, I would say number one is to be authentically yourself, because people can tell if you're being fake from a mile away. They can tell if you're not really being you, and just be real, because that's what people want to see. I mean, yes, people like the pretty Instagram like feeds, and I try to keep my feed looking prettier, if that makes sense, with like presets and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I try, especially in stories, to just really be me. And that's where I show up with my hair in a bun and no makeup on, because people relate to that. Nobody's perfect. Nobody looks perfect all the time. So they
Right.
want to see that you're a real human being dealing with real life crap, and your kids stressing you out and your house a mess. I mean, they still want to see that you're a real person. So be authentically you, and don't try to be what somebody else is doing, because that's not you. As far as your reels and pictures in general, good lighting is key. It just makes a picture. I have so many people ask me, what do you use to make your pictures look so pretty? Stand in front of a window and let the natural light just light up your picture and your reels, your TikToks, everything. I will not do a picture unless I'm standing in front of a window. Presets really help your feed look really cohesive and pretty, and you can get them on Etsy. There's all kinds of places you can get them, and you don't buy the expensive ones. I think the one I use all the time was like $3. Don't pay a fortune for them. And then I try really hard as far as branding myself to kind of keep things. I kind of chose colors that I like, and I try to use them throughout everything. They're like in the highlights on my Instagram bio. My stories, filters,
Hang
and
on.
kind of keep same throughout,
Oh,
if that makes sense.
Yeah, we didn't hear the last little part. Are you there?
Of the colors. Did you hear the colors?
Hey, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Keeping everything same colors that you like throughout.
The same filters. I have one Instagram story filter that I just continuously use, just because it keeps everything looking consistent, I guess.
Okay.
Showing your face on stories. I try to show my face every day on stories, even if it's just a quick boomerang. Just people want to see you. They don't want to just see your hands holding something every day. They want to see you. I try to get in there and just talk, even if it's about something random that my child did that day. They want to see you. They follow you, not a thing you're showing, not your products. They're following you. So, and I try to just make sure that I don't just post about Plexus. I try to make it a whole, I post about my family, my kids, my dogs, things we went and did that weekend, stresses that I'm having that day. So, and then obviously I throw Plexus in there, because that's a whole part of my life. So I try to just share my entire life, not just Plexus, because that gets spammy really quick.
Right. Yeah. So staying authentic to yourself, because, well, we can all tell when somebody is not being their self or speaking like themselves. And that's such a good reminder to show up in your stories every day. I know that that's something that I definitely need to get back at being more consistent with, as far as popping in and letting people see your face, because it is true. And I always feel like there's more views and stuff following, you know, once you come on and talk with your actual face. So that is okay. You said the presets on Etsy to keep your feed looking pretty and cohesive, but then jumping into stories and maybe looking like a hot mess, which you never look like a hot mess. But speaking for myself, I should jump on there when I look like a hot mess and do it anyway. Any other apps or resources, things that you like to pull from or use to create beautiful things, or is it mainly just all kind of done there in Instagram for the most part?
Lightroom is the
Okay.
one I use to add my presets in.
Yeah.
And any presets you buy will come with like instructions to teach you how to put the preset in Lightroom. And you don't have to pay for the paid version in Lightroom. You can use the free version to use the presets. Canva is another one that I use all the time. I actually did an Instagram reel or IGTV, one of the two, showing how I create my own like stickers for stories with whatever fonts that I want. And I create all my like pretty images and like stories and stuff in Canva. You can do such in Canva. I'm trying to look at my phone to make sure I'm not missing any. Those are the main two that I use. And then like Word Swag, any kind of text app, I've used that before, but Canva and Lightroom are the main two that I use outside of Instagram. But day to day, I just use the Instagram text in the stories like that are already in there. It's just easier and quicker.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So somebody asked, what is a preset? And I guess, what would you say? That's like a filter that you put on your photos to make them look a certain way?
It's basically a more professional filter. Yeah. It actually changes. This is what I was told. Instead of just like overlaying on the picture, it supposedly actually changes the colors and stuff in the image so it looks better than just like a filter put over top of it. So it's just a more professional filter, but it's still, once you get it installed, it's like a one click.
Yeah.
For the most part type
I
thing.
continue to still use the one that you put on my phone for like 2 years now. But there's Wendy, because she said she bought one and she looks like an Oompa Loompa every time she uses it. So there's literally thousands of presets out there, like so many to choose from. And you can scroll through and kind of like see what works best for you. If you like more of a moody, I always call them folly pictures, you know, the darker ones. I want like everything super bright. So whatever mine is like really bright, but there's tons of them on there. And
you can play around in the Lightroom app too and adjust the colors, adjust the lighting. And I very rarely click the a little bit.
You're breaking up, but I think I know what you're saying. Like you rarely just click the preset and do nothing else. You always kind of like play with the contrast a little bit and get it exactly what you want it to look like. Because I know different pictures and different lighting need less or more of, you know, one or the other. So I know that I saw some questions up here. There was a really good one which we had talked about previously. So hang tight. It was something about your niche. Does anybody see it? Oh, any suggestions on finding your brand, your niche in particular on Instagram? So I know that you had kind of said stick to who you are and your personality, but any tips on branding yourself for whatever particular stage of life you're in to kind of relate to your audience?
I will say I used to stress about finding my niche or niche or whatever, but from what I have found, when you're being you and sharing the things that you love, it kind of finds you. And because I had somebody message me one time bringing that up, and I said, I don't know what my niche is or whatever. Like, what is it? And they came back to me and they were like, well, you like to work out, you are inspirational. Like, they started naming it for me. And I didn't even realize that I had found it, but it was just what I was consistently like, it kind of just finds you. So I think if you're just consistent about posting and being yourself, it kind of just happens. I don't think it's something that you're like, this is what it's going to be. This is who I'm going to be. Cause you just got to be yourself and it kind of finds you.
Yeah, I love that. And so true, because I think that's when we get ourselves in trouble, is when we're trying to tap into a niche that isn't really who we are or what we're about or what we like, to kind of appeal to people that we probably shouldn't be appealing to. And that's the whole great thing about this, is there's a whole world of people out there that are just like us, as weird as us, like the things that we like. And it's just being consistent and sharing like who we truly are and what our life truly is. And you're going to like find those people. Have you ever run into an issue with Instagram or Facebook only allowing you to post one photo at a time? This just started happening to, well, I think it's Wendy. Yeah, Wendy. Have you seen
I
that?
have not run into that. I haven't
No,
had that issue.
I haven't either.
I mean, I can only assume it's just like an issue that Instagram's having. I know not too long ago, Instagram completely shut down and had an issue, and I freaked out for like a whole day.
Well,
But
I just unmuted myself really quick. Interestingly enough, I just practiced doing a story on Instagram and it's letting me do more than one. But I went back to Facebook and it's still restricting me. And it says, which is so weird. It says you cannot add more photos and videos after just clicking one picture. I'm like, it's been doing that to me for weeks. It's crazy. And it was doing it both on Facebook and Instagram. But I just tried to do it again on Instagram and it would allow me to pick more than one. I just wanted to see if anybody's ever run into that, or maybe I need a new phone.
just on Instagram?
like when you're normally posting?
Like I used to be able to, select several. You can go up to 10, I think, on Instagram, right?
Mhm.
So I was having that issue with both platforms. But literally as we're speaking about this, I'm able to add all the things on Instagram, but Facebook is still doing that funkiness.
Maybe like a glitch. I don't know. I would try resetting your phone or deleting the app and
Maybe I need to do an update.
Yeah, see if
That's what I was gonna say. Make sure it doesn't need an update.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, girls.
Yeah, Valerie said she can't post a picture that is more than 24 hours old. Huh. Yeah, I'm not sure.
I will say, I know on my phone, I have it set to where like after I don't use a picture for so long, it kind of backs up to the cloud. So if I click it, it will take a second, but it's loading it back to my phone. Then it will let me post it. So maybe that's part of it. I don't know.
Maybe. Does anyone else have any other questions you want to ask Alyssa? You can either type it into the chat, or if you would rather unmute yourself, whatever you're more comfortable with. But we did kind of want to give the floor to any questions that you guys specifically had. Do you still use hashtags? Jackie wants to know.
Yes, I do use hashtags. On TikTok, I have like a.
Oh dear. Hang on, people. Wait, stop. Can you hear me? Move around, sister. Wait, Alyssa.
Am I here?
Okay, now you are. We didn't hear anything you said. Do you still use hashtags? There you go.
Yes, and I like how somebody put hashtag great question. Wendy did that thing. On TikTok, I have like a select few I use simply because they're like captions. You can only put so many characters in it. Like you're really limited. On Instagram, however, I will sometimes use up to like, I think there's a top on how many hashtags you can use in once, but I try to just do ones. I mean, even if I'll try to use ones on the day of the week. There's websites you can go type in like what your post is about too, and it will kind of give you a list of hashtags to use. I'll have to go find what those are. I don't have like a set hashtags that I use. I need to make that up so that I can copy and paste it, but I do still use them.
Okay. And Jess has some good questions. And a lot of this is stuff that we've just done recently because you have had such massive growth in the last 3 months. But what is something that you wish you had in order with your business before going viral? Like a link, website, that sort of thing.
The website's been really helpful to have.
Okay.
I wish I would have just done it. And I thought about it before and I just never did it. And I wish I would have done that sooner. And even the domain name. A domain name is so simple and really not that expensive, but it just kind of looks professional, I think.
Yeah.
Just by having, like mine's Alyssa-Allison.com instead of, and you can set it to whatever, to go to forward to whatever website you want. I just think it looks more professional.
Okay.
I do have a professional account on IG, Laura.
Okay.
And the main reason I do is because you can check your insights and your analytics and see. The biggest thing people always say, is there a better time to post? You can go in and actually look and see when your followers are most active, and you can post during those times so that you're posting during your following like active times. I just learned that actually like a week ago.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. So yes, when this like went crazy, you already had a domain name from before, and she went on and created a website, what did you do that through? Which website?
Wix.com.
Say it again, sorry.
Wix, W-I-X.
Wix.com, and it's unbelievably beautiful as well. And so that kind of leads into Jessica's next question. Do you have a strategy for converting followers to paid customers? And do you want to touch on that a bit?
I don't message people, like I don't cold message people. I don't feel comfortable doing it, so I don't do it. A lot of people, because I have that link in my bio, will go to that and click it. They'll see a reel that I did on gut health and they'll get curious and impatient and don't want to wait for me to comment back. So they go click in my bio and go to my website. And I've had more people become customers this last month, actually. And I never really had customers. I just always sign people. So I did have quite a few who just went on, never messaged me once, just impatient and decided just to go by. And then I think a lot of it, I created a health quiz, which is not cheap. I will say that up front, but it has been very helpful for people who don't really want to message me and can just go in there and take that quiz. I get an email saying they took it, and I actually have it set up to email them back. So like creating another line of communication, and not all of them do, but some of them will email me back, and it starts that conversation through that too. And then from there, it's just having the same conversations that we're told to have, what their health goals are, and, talking to them about their goals and what they want to accomplish and what they're struggling with.
Yes. Because when she was getting inundated, like your plexus video that went viral about being free of all of those ailments that you had struggled with prior, I won't say any of them on the call, but you really got lots of inquiries and people were like, what the heck are you doing? And it was super overwhelming. And that was the last thing we wanted to do, was overwhelm her. So really trying to find that avenue, which the health quiz, which allows them to go on and answer all of these questions and gives her the feedback. It kind of takes out that first step, and then she can dive right into their personal needs and what would be best for them. So that has been really helpful. And you've had several people take the health quiz, go to your website, and enroll as an ambassador as well. So she's seeing customers and ambassadors that have never even talked to her before, but that are signing up. But you would say probably the majority of them are still, you're having those conversations prior to them actually enrolling, or no? Yeah.
Yes. The customers are really the only ones that will just go online and order. But before people sign up, usually they will message me and just say, I took your health quiz. This is what it said. I'd like a little more information. And then the conversation goes from there.
Right. Okay. Consultation quiz. Oh, Stephanie's been wondering why we don't have that as a company. Maybe they'll be working on that. You know, they always come around and give us the things that we need. So just looking back up, who is the health quiz through? Oh, you put that on their type form. Did I miss anything? Covering. How do you sign ambassadors if they only go to your website? So she has a website that's set up that has like all of the information that you could need or want to know. And it walks them through how to sign up as an ambassador. Right?
Yes, it has like
it has
frequently
like
asked questions section.
Yeah. The same steps that you would send to them before they sign up, like in a private message. It has all of that on there. So they're able to click through and go with that. Are you making all in TikTok, it in Instagram reels? Are you making all of them in TikTok or in Instagram reels? Is that the question? Yes. So no. Okay. So I had asked you that question too. So answer away. Are you making all of your videos in TikTok and putting them onto Instagram? Are you doing separate videos per each platform?
I do separate videos. Simply one reason, because I have people who follow me on both and I don't want them to just see both. Am I frozen? Can you hear me?
No, you're good.
Oh, okay. And also I have been told by I've seen several times that if you post your TikTok that has the little TikTok logo floating around to Instagram is less likely to push it through on the Reels thing. So I try not to do that. Even there's times I will make the same thing, but I make them separately. I'll make them twice. I'll make one in Instagram and one in TikTok.
That makes sense. See, working those algorithms, you know what's up.
I have taken an Instagram reel and saved it and posted it on TikTok if it's really good, just because there's not a logo floating around, but I don't do it very often.
Okay. Which do you prefer doing?
I don't know. I mean, I think I prefer them for different reasons, just because I feel like I can be a little bit more goofy on TikTok and silly and the crazy dances and stuff that I don't really post on Instagram. But I like them both for different reasons.
Amanda wants to know what your website domain is.
Here,
she'll type it
I
in.
sent it because it's Alyssa-Allison.com.
Yeah, go check it out. It's beautiful. And she did all of it. Like we had Rebecca and I and Alyssa were talking, and literally she like popped up this beautiful website in like a day. I'm like, oh my gosh, I would have had to pay somebody tons of money to do that, but it's beautiful to go look at. Can I hire you, Alyssa? No, you cannot. She is busy. She is not for hire. And she is busy creating content. Okay. How did you design the site? Any pointers or tips on how you did all of that?
I had certain Wix. I don't know any other ones, but Wix is really user friendly. That's why I chose that one. And they have ones that you can already choose. I personally actually went on Etsy and you can find like templates. And some of them are expensive. Don't pay for the expensive ones. The one I think I paid for was maybe $10. And just because I like the colors, it matched my like color scheme I was already going with.
Okay.
And the lady actually installed it for me. So I didn't even have to do that. And then I tweaked it.
Uh-oh. We can't hear you. Move around. Do a little
having
Are you there?
Am I back yet?
Yep, you're back. You cut out at, I can't even remember.
Just go, if you go on Etsy and you can type in like either whatever kind of website you're using and template, a ton of them will pop up.
Okay. Okay, that's awesome. That's good information. Can we also just say the graphics you share for everyone to use are so beautiful. They are, and we are so appreciative of all of those. I know that you probably get tired of me messaging you saying, can you make a pretty image for the team?
I enjoy doing it, so it really doesn't bother me when you message me.
We do. Plexus wide, I see Celeste share your stories. I see every Big Jewel share your story content all the time. It's beautiful. Thank you. No idea you could buy website templates. Me either. Perfect. Is that how you spell it?
Wix.com.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Wix.com. And this might not be something you want to entertain right off the bat. I don't know. Like if it wasn't super time consuming for you, but for the average person, it might be a little bit more time consuming setting all of that up. I'm not sure. Yeah.
It was time consuming. I mean, it was one of those things where you spend a lot of time doing it and then it's set up, and once I had the website set up, I don't really do anything else with it. So it was worth it.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. I have a million questions. Thank you. Yes, thank you so much for coming on here. And I know that you were going to work on doing some actual video montages of how you make your videos and add all the stuff to them, and then maybe that's something we can share later. But I am so thankful that you could jump on and share all of that goodness. Is there anything else you want to share before Rebecca jumps on?
Just don't, it's nerve-wracking to start doing reels and TikToks. I know it is, but you just got to do it. Just 3, 2, 1, hit post and go for it, because once you make the first one, you'll be glad you did and you're not nervous anymore.
Right. I love it. Just get out there and do it.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. And like I said, if you are in the new leaders chats, Rebecca is gonna, I think, talk about those, although I still don't see her face, so I don't know. Oh, there she is. Hey,
I'm here.
screen. I've been missing your face this whole time.
So was that not amazing? We are going to kind of wrap up tonight, but I wanted to let you guys know we're going to be giving you videos within the accountability chats that will explain the morning rounds. You can go back to it when you need. And if you are still interested, like you heard all this good stuff tonight and you're like, okay, I want to do all this. I want to start, but I need someone to kind of be like, do it, push me. That's where our accountability chats are coming into play. We're all in there together. There are 3 different chats. One, if you're brand new or you're just starting to share. There's another one if you're going for 100 points, like you're trying to reach that rank, and then 100 and beyond. So you will be in there with people who are in a similar space to you, like-minded, and all kind of going towards the same goal in that same position. So if that is something, if you're not in there and you want to get in there, there's a post in your team page. You can reach out to your closest Jewel upline, but get in there because we're starting what we call our morning rounds in the morning. So that is kind of the purpose of these. Is to kind of push us, because I took notes tonight as well, but it's very easy for you to take notes tonight and be like, that's amazing, I'm so excited. And then tomorrow comes and you're like, but I'm busy, or I'm not going to do that, or no one will know if I don't do a reel. No one will know. Well, if you're in our accountability chats, they'll know. We won't really know, but we will know. And that's like that push that makes you want to do things. So, and I want to add about Alyssa. I don't know if you guys notice, if she's your friend on social media, she's going to be personable and relate back to you. Like, I can't tell you how many times I post something and guess who comments? Alyssa. If I go on any of her videos and people are commenting, she's not like, oh, look at all the followers I got. She's like responding back to every single person. She is social. That's why we all love it, because she's going to interact with me. She's not just putting content up there and being like, let me see how many views I can get. Like, she relates to us. And so I think that is so key. And I don't know if you guys have noticed that as well. And Alyssa treats this this isn't a hobby. Like, this is her business. Did y'all catch that too? Like, she has hours that she can work. She has fun with it. So it probably doesn't feel like a job to her, but she's committed and she's consistent. And so that's what I wanted us to take away from tonight, is getting these accountability chats. If you guys need that push, and no, just start. Like, let Alyssa inspire us all to just start. Like, you're not going to know everything she said tonight. You're going to be fumbling through Instagram, be like, what? But just try it. Just start and go to Alyssa's page and learn from her and think about it. Like, she's not just doing this. Like, she doesn't just post. I know every day I get a notice. Alyssa just posted on TikTok. She just posted on TikTok. She's showing up. She's there. So that's what I hope you guys will take from this, is just start. It's not as complicated as we're making it out. Like, how many of you tonight opened up Instagram and figured out you could save something and you're like, it's so much easier, right? That's all it is getting in there and doing it. So I know we're almost at an hour. So like I said, we're going to share videos for you guys for the morning rounds. Or if anybody has a specific question about the accountability chats, we can answer those. Or Jessica, if you have anything you want to add, or we'll wrap it up. This was awesome. Anybody? All right, put a 1 in the chats if you learned something new tonight and you're going to try something new this week. You're going to try it, even if it's not good or you think it's not good, you're still going to try it. Because Alyssa, was your first like reel or TikTok amazing with 1 million views?
No. And actually that's one thing I wanted to add was, I actually had somebody message me one time and they're like, oh, my reel only got 100 views. That's 100 freaking people that saw your view, saw it. That's 100 people. I mean, that's still amazing. 50 people is amazing, you know? I mean,
exactly. That's 100 more people that maybe not would have seen your post. And if you guys aren't ready for like the website, like, you have to think Alyssa was adding thousands and thousands of people a day. So she needed that website. So some of you, like, that's overwhelming. That's okay. Don't start there. Start with just creating content and growing, but know that's possible and it's going to help you down the road. So don't take tonight as like, oh my gosh, I need to create a website. I'm so overwhelmed. Like, where do you need to start and show up for you, and use Alyssa as that like example of what's possible, and that you can grow thousands of followers and not have to be super overwhelmed. Isn't that like refreshing and like amazing? So, all right. Anything else from anybody? So good. All right. And I recorded it, so we will get this posted to YouTube and sent out for you guys. All right. Thanks, Lauren, for hosting. You guys have a good night.